Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because this evening I'm getting to stay at a place that I've been before here on the channel. Several years back, at the very beginning of my channel, I did a campground review for a place called Lenox, and well, here I am again, staying at the same campsite all these years later, because in all reality that was only like a 2-minute video and it simply did not do this area justice whatsoever. So I wanted to come back, and I wanted to come back when I was in a van. Let me explain. When I last stayed here, I was tent camping still, and that was very early on in my journey, and I really enjoyed just pulling down the roadway and finding this gorgeous site next to a beautiful lake with lots of great roads out here. But there was one thing that left a little bit to be desired, and that was the bathroom. The bathroom was just not great. And being in a tent, I needed the bathroom to be decent because I didn't carry my whole life around with me inside my closed-in walls. So the first day that I arrived, I went to go check out the bathroom, and I was like, oh no, this is kind of sketchy. And so I made sure that I did not ever have to go back into that bathroom ever again. It was just not good. I looked at the bathhouse earlier, which I say bathhouse, it's literally just like toilets, and it's still the same. So if you're coming out here, the one caveat I will say is bring your own ability to use the restroom. Other than that, everything about this place is amazing. Now, the funniest part about this is whenever I came out here the first time, I pulled in with such anticipation because I'd seen a couple photos and I was so excited. And then I found that there was a campsite right next to the restroom. And so in typical cases, I like to stay close to the restroom if they have one. And so I was like, yes, free campsite with a bathroom, score! And then again, I discovered that. What was really funny to me though was, for nostalgic purposes, whenever I pulled into the campsite today, the same spot was open. So here I am, full circle, all these years later, right next to the lake, kind of close to the bathroom. I have a really nice table and everything where I can kind of spread out a little bit if I choose to. And I arrived at the perfect time. I arrived just before the sun went down. So in that golden hour sunset where everything is perfect. And so I wanted to show you a few of the views. Of course, if you tuned into my last video, you saw a brief glimpse, but there's more. So check out this and we'll talk a little bit more. As you can see, pretty cool, right? And I really have just thoroughly enjoyed just soaking in those final few moments after I put my window covers up and then just went out to the lake to just like take it all in. And there's some people out there fishing, as you can see, and they're going to be doing some night fishing, which is really cool. I think that's really nice. So now what's next? Food has to be next. I am starving. I am currently charging my light that I picked up because of all the things that I charged, I forgot to charge this. So I have it charging on just some of my small battery banks. I have the Road Pro fans over here circulating the air because it's a little bit muggy today. So after driving through the rain and then the sun and then the gloomy and then the sun again and just stopping off a few places and having some issues with my cell phone and just having a lot of chaos, but otherwise pleasant driving, I'm a little tired. So I'm probably going to wake up in the morning and show you a little bit more of this beautiful location so that you can kind of see what it's like. But before I do, I want to show you what it was like driving in. Driving in, for anyone who has ever seen a campsite online and been like, I don't know if I can make it there. Trust me, you can make it on this one, and it's a gorgeous drive out. All of the roads from the main road into the actual campsite road, all paved, a little windy in some places, but otherwise, check this out. This is a wonderful drive, and this is probably one of the easiest places that I have gone to in 6 years of travel to actually access as a result of good roads. So how did I find this campsite, you might be asking? Well, early on, I found a lot of campsites through freecampsites.net, and I still do sometimes. But now I use kind of a staggered array of different apps, including freecampsites.net, which is a physical website. It's always good to cross-reference multiple places, but for this to be a free campsite, whew, I'm pretty happy with it. Again, good roadways, as you can see. I have my own picnic table with no sags, no drags. It's a nice concrete, sturdy table. The best thing about this campsite, though, is the access to the water. So if you're a person who likes to sit by the water, fish, launch a kayak, all of those things, you can do that from this site, no problem. And I really like that. And it's just a literal walk away from the back end of the van. It's just like 50 feet, and then there is the start of the gravel toward the actual shore. Now, the water does look like it's a little bit down right now, but I've noticed in a lot of areas of Arkansas right now, they look like they're down just a bit. So, you know, whenever you visit, it might be a little closer than it is for me even. I don't know. But all in all, this is a great place, and it's a pretty quiet place too. The one thing that I noted the last time that I was here is there's one light, and it was over by the boat ramp, but otherwise it's very dark. And you are in an area that's protected from hunting, so there's no gunfire or anything crazy like that. And in fact, there are signs everywhere saying you cannot hunt in this region right here, so I feel very safe. So I really like that. But again, I'm gonna get some dinner because I'm starving. Oh, good morning, everybody. So I slept so well last night, and overall, I'm really happy that I decided to make this my first trip back out here. It was so wonderful. I could hear occasionally like a vehicle go down toward the boat ramp, so I don't know if other people were going down there to stay or if they were going to like go night fish and stuff like that, because a lot of people in this area do that. But I had a wonderful sleep, and after about midnight there was nothing at all. Now originally I was going to go to bed pretty early, but something about just driving, I just couldn't sleep. I don't know why. I was so exhausted, but I was almost too exhausted to sleep. So, you know, that's probably a me thing, not a campsite thing. And I discovered a couple of other things also. Let me show you. My light is a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it would be. This light right here has a magnetic back to it, and the magnet on it's not super strong. So whenever I have it out like this, it gives out wonderful light, as you can see. And so I really like that. However, whenever I'm trying to put it in different places, it doesn't quite work. So for example, if I put it under here, it won't stay on its own. And if I put it under my door, as you can see, I have these little clamps here. I can kind of slide it under there and it will stay there, but it kind of gets stuck a little bit, which is also not good. So I'm still jury out on the light. I do like the fact that it is so bright and vivid, but I don't know how exactly I want it to fix in the van. And so I may forego getting a second one for the time being. I just like to follow up on things that I've done videos about previous. If you're not aware of what I'm talking about, there's a video a few back. Go check it out. It's a new light that I'm trying out in my van. But enough of that. I'm currently putting together all of my things so that I can make up my couch mode again. And then I am outside so we can talk about Lenox Marcus. Ooh, this is gonna be nice. Look at it outside today. Ooh, start by taking these down and putting them all back in the van. And slowly but surely, I'm getting around this morning. Oh yeah. Oh, over there you can see a little bit of the lake and some tent campers. Down there's the boat ramp and the bathhouse. At my campsite, there's a little prep table, and then of course the concrete picnic table, and then this little line, which could be used to hang clothes. Somebody just left that there. Okay, everything's back in travel mode for the most part. I don't love the pillows on the bed. They'll eventually have a different hiding place. I went ahead and took down the little shelf that falls and got my fridge down. So I think I'm gonna get a juice to start my morning, and then I think we're about to be off. So do you guys see that truck up there? That is actually maintenance. So they do go in and do maintenance on the bathrooms. They restock supplies and things like that. But again, the bathrooms are a little old, and they're a little scary looking. If you were to just outwardly see them, they look a little run down on the outside, but the inside is just as bad. So that would be the one, again, takeaway that I have about this campsite, is that you need to be able to be self-contained to come out here, because even though they do have services, I wouldn't count on them, especially at nighttime. It is very dark in there. So that's a no. But other than that, I have thoroughly enjoyed coming full circle with Lenox Marcus, showing you guys what it's like to drive in, showing you the beautiful sunsets. And of course, there are a variety of different activities that you can do here if you're interested in the great outdoors. There aren't really any hiking trails that I've found so far, but there's tons of walking that you can do around the shoreline. So if you're interested in doing that, you can walk for quite a distance on the shore when it's down like it is. Now when it's up, it's probably a little bit more woolly to do that, but there's tons of different campsites out here kind of just nestled up into the woods. There's only a few places that do have restrictions, and you can clearly see them. They are marked with gates or little borders that clearly indicate don't go there. I'll show you one of those as we kind of go out. But all in all, I've had a wonderful stay, and I feel so refreshed from the road yesterday, and I'm ready to get off to some more adventures. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Sometimes just finding a campsite and visiting it and just taking in the beauty of that simple moment, absolutely free, is definitely that. Till next time guys, bye. Like these right here. If you're not supposed to go, they have it clearly marked. Or these, where it says authorized vehicles only. Yep,